Hello pilots and welcome to motionrc.com. I'm your product specialist Wesley, and today we are checking out the all-new RotorScale line of 470 size GPS helicopters available right now here at motionrc.com. These helicopters were developed in partnership with Roban to bring the finest ready-to-fly helicopters ever made to the market. These are fully GPS stabilized with all the beautiful flight controller inside of it to make them fly perfect right out of the box as soon as you get one. Now without further ado, let's get this thing down on the table and start checking out some of the actual features of this model. So the first thing you're going to notice when you get your new helicopter out of the box is the absolutely stunning paint job on this model. You'll notice that this is a completely fiberglass fuselage, and all of the paintwork is done for you right out of the box. It is absolutely amazing the absolute beautiful finish that they get on this model right out of the box. From the scale rivets to the perfectly precise and clean panel lines throughout the model, and the paint job, once again, there is not a single imperfection in this right out of the box. Now speaking of that paint, let's talk a little bit about care for it. You want to be careful what you're putting on these models to clean them. I don't recommend using any type of Windex or other glass cleaners to clean this that are going to have ammonia in it. The one that I have used to keep mine clean is Spray Away brand, but you know, some nice soapy water, anything like that that you would wash a car with, you can clean this with. On that same front, something else I like to use is Quick Detailer car wash spray. You can clean that body and keep it looking precise and perfect. Now, as far as the features of the helicopter go, when you get it out of the box, the only thing you need to do is screw on your two main blades. They're done with just some Allen keys, and then you've got the nut on the bottom to tighten them up. Your tail rotor does come pre-installed and painted for you right out of the box, along with all the lights on this helicopter. Something really cool, each of these helicopters has a full lighting package. You're gonna have your red and your green navs, you're gonna have your beacons up on the tails. Absolutely gorgeous right out of the box. Now there is some optional pieces that you can glue on if you choose to. There are the wire cutters on the top and the bottom of the main canopy. Those just glue in with CA glue. Super easy to do that, but that is an optional part you don't have to install if you don't choose to. A really cool feature of this specific model is it also has a functioning water drop on the bottom of it. Now, this is the first helicopter I know of to come with one of these features right out of the box. Pretty dang cool. You fill that up with just a little bit of water. While you're in flight, you can hit your accessory switch to actually drop water out of the helicopter. Now, as far as maintaining it goes, something I do recommend is after every flight, check the main blade grips on the helicopter. If these get loose, you could have a blade depart, and that would not be good. They are self-locking screws, but it's a good thing to check this. One of the best ways to know if you have your helicopter blades tight enough, if you can hold the helicopter on its side and the blades stay still, you know you have them tight enough. Now the next thing you want to do is just kind of give it a quick abrupt shake downwards, and if the blades move down, you know you have them loose enough to where they're not going to be stuck and not be able to move into their center position, but tight enough to where they're not going to get loose in flight. The other thing you might check from time to time, maybe every 5 or 6 flights, I like to pull the blades off, and then you have these screws inside the blade grips that are actually holding the blade grips on. A lot of people call these the Jesus bolts because if they come off, you're going to meet them. Now into the actual helicopter, let's start talking about what you get in the box. So of course you get the helicopter, but you also get a very premium feeling transmitter that is completely bound and set up for your helicopter right out of the box. In addition to that, you also get a wall charger and a 5200 milliamp 4S battery designed specifically for this helicopter. The wall charger is super simple to use. All you need to do is plug that into the wall and then plug your balance lead of your 4S battery into the actual charger. It'll go across the screen telling you the actual cell voltages, and when it's done, it will beep to audibly tell you the charger is finished charging your battery. Now, as far as actually powering on the aircraft, of course, you need to be outside when you do this for the GPS to work, but for today's video, we'll tell you about it here in the shop. First thing you need to do is turn your transmitter on. You hold the 2 power buttons at the bottom until the transmitter turns on, then let go. If you don't have any of your switches in the upmost position, you're going to get a warning on the transmitter telling you about it. As soon as you flip all your switches to the top, that warning will go away. Once the transmitter is on, all the switches in the top position, you need to reach over to the one that says cut and run and flip that to the cut position. Anytime that cut switch is activated, the helicopter rotor cannot turn on. At that point, you are ready to actually power the helicopter. It is a magnetic fuselage, so you're just going to pull off the fuse on the front end, revealing all of the electronics inside the aircraft. Once you're inside, you're going to simply plug your XT60 connector in with your battery. That will initialize the helicopter. The head's going to do a little bit of a wiggle. It's going to do some beeping to tell you it's all turning on. Once it has gone through all of that, you're going to get a solid flashing blue light. Once that comes on, you need to let the helicopter set for about 2 to 3 minutes, especially if it's your first time powering it up for the day. It's going to do its compass calibration, it's going to get GPS lock, it's going to make everything perfect for the flight. Once it actually has everything done for the calibration, it will turn to a green flashing light. This means we're ready to carry it over to wherever we're going to take off from, set the helicopter down, and you are going to be setting the return to home point at this point. Wherever you set the helicopter down and arm it from, that is your return to home location for the GPS. Once you're happy with your takeoff destination, you're going to hold your collective or your throttle channel down and to the right of the transmitter for 5 seconds. If you can visually see the indicator on the GPS board will actually turn to a solid green light. If not, you can just be stepping back, setting back, and hold it over there for 5 seconds. It should be turning to that solid green color. At that point, when you flip it from cut to run, the helicopter will start to spin up the rotor and you'll be ready for takeoff. So with all that being said, let's head out to the field and actually see a flight of this helicopter. All right, pilots, now that we're ready to take off, all we do is hold the throttle stick down and to the right, 5 seconds, then we flip it to run. It's going to take it a second to spool. Don't be in a rush to pull this off the ground. Wait till you hear the head speed get nice and level. Listen for it. There it is. Full sped speed, add a little bit of collective, helicopter will take off. Now that we're up, we can start flying. Now this is fully GPS stabilized, so if I let go at any moment, it's just going to stop right wherever I'm at. Now of course the coolest part of this, right here on our accessory switch, all we have to do is flip that down to make a water drop. So I'm going to come right at you, Lori. Make a water drop. Pretty dang cool, huh? Make another one out a little bit further, a little lower, so you can really see it dropping on the ground. Boom. Watering the grass out here at the local T-ball field. Aircraft is fantastic. Now I'm gonna bring it right here, let it go for a second, kind of explain these controls. So you always want the helicopter facing away from you your first couple flights. Now, to bank to the left, we literally just hit left on the controller. You can see the helicopter's going to drift to the left. Let go again just to stop. Got some pretty good wind gusts coming in right now. If we go to the right, you can see the helicopter's going to drift to the right. If we let go, it's going to stop right where it is. To go forward and away from us, we just push the stick forward. You see, it's going to move away from us. Let go again to stop. And of course we can pull it backwards to come back to us. Now with that being said, the other side is going to control your altitude and basically your rudder or yaw. So if we take and we turn that to the left, you'll see the helicopter turns to the left. We go to the right, it goes to the right. It's very small movements on this also. Then if you push the stick upwards, you're going to climb. If you push the stick down, you're going to descend. Last thing I want to talk about is return to home. Now, if the helicopter's out here and we're flying around and we're ready to land, we can simply hit return to home. I'm going to let go. You're going to see the helicopter climb. It's going to come back to the closest it can to where it took off from. Now the cool thing is while it's trying to land, you can also guide it. So it's going to land right here. But say I wanted it to face the other direction. I could just reach up and turn it. You can see it's going to start its descent. If I don't like where it's going to land, I can move it left or right, ever so gently. It'll come down all the way and land on the ground, then you just reach up and hit cut. Now I'm not done flying yet, so I'm going to turn it back off, and we're going to take back and keep flying now. Here we go. And of course, if you wanted to land manually, you just pick your landing spot, bring it down, get it established in the hover, and then just hold down till it's on the ground. Then reach up and hit that cut switch. So look, we'll do a touch and go. So we're down. Now we can take back off. Boom. Do a nice little figure eight out here. These are really exceptional flying helicopters. Now for today, I'm just keeping it in GPS mode, but you also have angle mode, which I suppose we could show you for a second. So if we take it up a little bit, and I flip it into angle mode now, you'll see it drop a little bit. I have to start balancing this on my throttle stick. If I let go, the helicopter's coming down. See it? So we got to balance a little bit here. I'm flying now. Now it's still self-leveling, so anytime I let go of the stick, it's going to come to level, but it's going to also drift now. Whereas if we put it in GPS, the drift goes away, I can let go of it. The other mode is full helicopter mode if you put it all the way into manual. So unless you're ready for that experience, I would not fly this in manual or get it up high, and you can always use GPS as a recovery mode. There you go, that is the helicopter. It's beautiful, guys. I love the paint job. I love the scale lights on it. It truly is an amazing experience flying these big helicopters that are just zero stress. You can come out and have a great time. Now, if you hit low voltage, it's going to auto go into return to home. So be aware, if all of a sudden the helicopter stops whatever you're doing, climbs altitude, it's going into return to home mode. And it's going to come land wherever you're at. But it's pretty dang sweet. The sound of these 470s is amazing too. You get all the big helicopter noises in a small, easy to fly. So let's bring it in for a landing. So if I want to land right here in front of me, once again, I just get it established in a hover. Right where I want to land. Start bringing the throttle stick down and get my finger ready to turn it to the off position. All the way down, flip it to cut. Be careful not to flip that while the helicopter's in the air. It will fall out of the sky. That is an emergency cut. Anytime you hit this button, that helicopter's turning off and falling down right where it's at, so it doesn't hurt anybody. So pilots, that was a lot of fun taking this helicopter out. I hope you enjoyed this. A lot of fun taking this one out. I think a lot of guys are going to be super happy with this. The overall detail of these 470 helicopters is absolutely stunning. You cannot get a better looking helicopter right out of the box than these right now. I definitely think these are the finest on the market. So as always, guys, whether it's air, land, or sea, you can get it right here at motionrc.com. And until the next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.